So my name is Isabella, and thank you so much for having us in this beautiful place. We are from Brazil. I was just sharing a bit of my life with Thomas. Honored to meet you. And we are here to talk about something that we are so used to here nowadays, especially on the social media. Everyone is with hashtag gratitude. And I thought that I was a very grateful person, but something happened in my life, something really good. The best thing has happened in my life was having Fred. It happened 11 years ago. And so I was married, living in Australia with a house, car, a very good job. But suddenly this marriage broke up and he didn't seem to want me, needed a child, nothing. So I flew to Brazil pregnant. And what happened? Fred must said something in my belly said, I want to be with you. So he was born 6 months old, 900 grams. So he couldn't breathe. So we went to the hospital, and it was my hometown, but I didn't have a place to stay there. So I stayed in my car while he was in the incubator. It was 3 months. During those 3 months, first thing was, how come he was born? He was not ready. He was not done. How can this happen? Then straight after he was born, I was with sedation. So I woke up and I said, I want to see my baby. And they said, no, it's an intensive care place. This is 4 a.m., so you have to wait until 7 a.m. And I said, how come? How can I wait to see my baby? So I pushed the door, and then a nurse called me and said, look, if you go to see Fred now, you must know that the conditions he was born, only 5% of the babies will survive. And we are trading his incubator because he's not breathing, the temperature is going down, all beats are wrong. So we thought to change the incubator. And I said, okay, and I'm going. No, you can't go. You can't go because it's not time to do it. And I said, well, sorry, I have to go. So when I opened it and I saw 2 nurses carrying the incubator, and I said, is this Fred? Yes. And I said, Freddie, welcome to the world. You came the right time in my life. Everyone is outside. He's laughing because he has heard that. And I said, look, everyone is outside waiting for you. Grandpa, grandmother, your father, your uncles, aunties. So that was a lie. No one was there. I was alone. And they said, look, you have to go. You have to go now. All right. So I left that place. We lived there for 3 months. Of course, you get to know everyone in the hospital when you are in and out 3 months. And then Fred had so many cases of interventions. He had, the heart was stopping, and then sometimes apneas, and then he can't breathe, so was using the ventilation, and then cerebral palsy because of the brain bleeding. Anyway, he got over 1 kilo. They said only if he reached 2 kilos, he will be able to go out. So when he finally got 1 kilo and 800 grams, they said, we will have to leave you to take Fred because there are so many infections, and he got 2 general infections already. So we don't know if he got one more, if he will survive. So I was really happy to take Fred home. And then one nurse said, oh, Isabella, do you remember the very first day Fred was born, and you were sometimes living in a car, and you came saying, welcome to this world? And I said, how can I forget that thing? That was incredible. And then she said, no, incredible was his reaction. We were trying to make him to survive, and we couldn't do it. And after you talked to him, his beats became normal. The heart was beating well. He could breathe, although we could put the ventilation because he was so bad that we couldn't do it. And everything became like, wow, this is another person. So, and I said, well, that's something to be grateful for the rest of my life. And then when he was 3 years old, they said, oh, he will not walk, he will not see well, he will not listen well, many things. And then when he was 3 years old, he was crawling, not able to walk, and very, what can I say, very unstable. And I found out a very powerful physical therapy here in Largo. And I said, how could I? And they said, we are offering a program, a 4-week program, intensive, 3 hours a day. And the child can walk. And I said, wow, that's amazing. But how can I stay 1 month in the United States with no one? I don't know anyone. How can I stay there? Then I remember the Ronald McDonald's House in Brazil, which is focused on cancer. And then I found out there was this St. Pete McDonald's house. So I called them, Jody answered, and then I asked them, can I be there for a month? And they said, well, we don't make reservations, but we'll do our best to accommodate you and your son. So Fred came here crawling in 2011, and then he was walking in a walker, and then he was walking with very different canes, which has 5 points, to support him. And we've been 3 years visiting Ronald McDonald's house consecutively. And now I think he's got something to show you. And that's why we feel gratitude. And we would like to wish you all the best in this place. Now he's mobile. That means #gratitude. Thanks a lot.